Joining us now on the Megacast, as you head to the theater this Labor Day weekend, what should you be watching? And if you've missed some of the latest flicks at the movie theater, what can you catch up on? Nate Adams from theonlycritic.com joins us now on the Megacast. Nate, thanks for being with us again.
Thank you, Tyler. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So it's been an exciting summer at the box office. It really seems like movies are back after a couple of years of a lot of uncertainty, a lot of delays in some of these big hit movies that came out over the last several months. So let's go back and recap kind of what were some of the surprises of the summer movie season and others that maybe weren't so surprising but were absolute hits.
Yeah, so it is right. This was a rebound year for movies at the summer movie box. We had the first time we had a summer movie going season in probably 2 or 3 years since the pandemic, since 2019. And I mean, last summer was kind of the rebuild, but this summer was really the blueprint for where things are going and headed. Obviously, the biggest success of the summer was no question Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise's return to the character he originated 34 years ago. And that was a crucial film that brought all demographics back. It is touching on the cusp of $700 million domestically, which only 5 films have ever done in their lifetime. And you don't get to those kind of numbers without everybody going to the movie theater. So there was a lot of thought for a long time, Spider-Man, Venom, all Fast, Furious, quiet horror movies. All those films were bringing back a younger demographic, and nobody was questioning that the 18 to 34 demo wasn't going back to theaters, but they were questioning whether older moviegoers were going back because, they were wary of either streaming, COVID, all that stuff. But then Elvis also made another 150 plus million domestic, which is insane for an original movie, not based on an existing IP, although you could argue that Elvis himself is the IP, and especially with the glutton of streaming services and things that are competing, it was refreshing to see that, yes, movie-going rebounded. Minions, The Rise of Gru brought families back in huge ways, made almost $400 million domestically. Lightyear, on the other hand, which was Pixar's film, did not fare as much, and that also sprung calls that, maybe families aren't going back. But overall, really healthy marketplace. And it's funny, Tyler, you were saying that, movie-going is back. However, heading into this weekend in the next few weeks, movie-going is going to be in dire straits. It's not looking too good for at least until the middle of October. There are some sleeper hits coming out in September. The Woman King starring Viola Davis. There's Don't Worry Darling with Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. But really, the next surefire, gonna light the box office ablaze is gonna be Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam DC superhero film at the end of October. Halloween Ends, I should say. I get them all mixed up. There's so many. It comes out October 14th. That could make some money at the box office, and it should. However, Peacock last week announced that they're going to debut it day and date on its streaming service, so it's anyone's guess.
We're joined by Nate Adams from theonlycritic.com. You'll also find his reviews of many movies on Rotten Tomatoes. You can also see him locally in the Detroit area, here and there on Fox 2 News' Critically Speaking with Lee Thomas. More information, you can read his reviews at theonlycritic.com. So in that case, if people are looking to go to the movies this Labor Day weekend, knowing that maybe it's a little bit slimmer pickings this time of year than it's been over the height of the summer movie season, what should they be looking to watch at the movie theater this Labor Day weekend?
Well, this Saturday, a bunch of theater chains, actually most theater chains in the area, are participating in National Cinema Day. So it's $3 tickets all day, any format, doesn't matter what time you go. So IMAX, D-Box, XD, all those extra formats are $3 all day, no questions asked. And the theaters are also doing $3 concessions. So $3 snacks, $3 popcorn, drinks, all that stuff. So Saturday is going to be the really day to kind of, if there is something that you haven't seen and you've been meaning to get out and go see it, I still know, believe it or not, I know a few people that haven't seen Top Gun Maverick. Have you seen Top Gun Maverick yet?
I have not seen.
Okay, well, Saturday is the day that you need to go see. $3 all day. They're also bringing back Spider-Man No Way Home in the theaters. It's called the More Fun Stuff version. So it's a re-release that I guess has 8 more minutes of footage. I really think it was just Sony seeing that there was nothing on the release schedule and they just wanted to take advantage of it. And it's kind of ironic because the box office this weekend is probably going to look pretty bleak. And there is a potential that Top Gun Maverick in its 16th week in theaters might be number one again, battling it out with Spider-Man No Way Home, which of course made a gazillion dollars back in December of 2021 when the Omicron variant was surging, and that was a godsend to theaters at the time. So it's kind of funny that it all comes back around full circle to these two juggernauts competing with each other. There's also a smaller affair. There's a film produced by Jordan Peele called Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. It's got Sterling K. Brown and Regina Hall. I saw it at Sundance back in January. It's a fun little comedy. It's also premiering day and date on Peacock. There's Jaws is being re-released in IMAX, the Steven Spielberg seminal classic. I personally have never seen it on the big screen, and I think that is what I'm going to take advantage of for the $3 National Cinema Day as I support my local theater.
We're joined by Nate Adams from theonlycritic.com. You can also find his reviews of many different movies now and in the future on Rotten Tomatoes, and find him also on Fox 2 with Lee Thomas on Critically Speaking on occasion as they talk about the movies on Fox 2 over the weekends. More information, again, theonlycritic.com for all of that. And Nate, there's been a story that's come up recently that I like to kind of venture into some of the odder news stories, some of the things that really make people turn their heads and raise their eyebrows. And I saw a story a few months ago, and actually just saw the trailer for this movie. The Winnie the Pooh IP, part of the Winnie the Pooh IP, just became public domain.
I was just watching this trailer this morning. I was just watching.
I was going to ask, have you seen the trailer for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? And on a scale of -1 to -1,000, how bad do you think that horror film's?
Oh, I think it's going to be a ton of fun. If I'm being completely honest, it looks like a stingy, cheap B movie, and I'm all in on it. Of course, it's not going to be any good, but that's also kind of the fun. Get together with a bunch of your friends and just watch it and see like how absurd and mindless it is. It's interesting because the Winnie the Pooh went to public domain last year, so that means Disney no longer has the exclusive rights to the character, and it almost just makes you wonder, maybe more things should go in the public domain if we're just going to get this creative. A slasher movie with Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, and they don't even look like animals. They're wearing masks and walking around with axes and things. So I will definitely see it, and I will come on here first and talk about it with you when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm not much of a horror film kind of a guy. I don't really enjoy that format. It's not even like the scary.
I would argue it's more of a comedy, but that's just me. No.
That's what I would argue too. I'm a big comedy guy, so I'm gonna go for it. I love a good laugh, especially with movies that are just absolutely terrible, but in a way that's endearing. And it makes it. I'm hoping it's so bad that they want to make that becomes a little bit of a cult favorite. And when the remainder of the IP, some of the other characters that came later on in the Winnie the Pooh lore end up being public domain, that they follow it up. That's my hope with that. Because if it's good, if it's good by being terrible one time, you can strike gold on that twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure you'll find that review at theonlycritic.com. Nate, a couple more minutes with you. Anything else we should be keeping in mind going forward at the movies, or things we should be looking out for?
Yeah, so while it might not be a strong month on the marquee, we're heading into the fall festival season when a bunch of Oscar favorites are going to start rising up into the Cinemaplex. Streaming is definitely stepping up to fill the void. Next Thursday is Disney Plus Day, so you're going to be able to see Pinocchio, which stars Tom Hanks as Geppetto. That comes out next week. Good time for television series. Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power drops tomorrow on Amazon Prime Video. I saw the first 2 episodes. It's incredible. It's massive. They spent $500 million on this thing, and it looks like you can see every penny. You also have House of the Dragon over on HBO Max. So a lot of fantasy people that are into that zone are definitely getting their fix. As we head into October, things like I said, we got Halloween Kills, Black Adam, but I'm really looking forward to November once we get into Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and then of course I am just over the moon excited for the next Avatar film, Avatar: The Way of Water, which comes out in December, which James Cameron, they're re-releasing the first Avatar in all major formats, IMAX, 3D, 4XD, the most complicated way that you need to see it, will be back in theaters at the end of September. And I think that has the potential to gauge where the interest is going to be for the second installment. And also, I'm just excited to see Avatar back in that medium again, because watching it at home just isn't the same, because James Cameron makes his films for the biggest, largest screen possible. So I'm excited about that.
You'll find all of his reviews at theonlycritic.com and find them also on Rotten Tomatoes. Nate, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Tyler. I look forward to coming back and talking about Winnie the Pooh murdering innocent bystanders.
That's what this show's all about. Thanks so much, Nate.
We'll see ya.